Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to be sharing Matted, which is a very simple application that I originally made for myself because I was tired of doing it in Photoshop and creating layers and exporting each layer individually. It was just a lot of work, so I made this application for myself to help expedite the process of creating social media ready images for Instagram or social media, anywhere that you want to share it, that you want a background matted sort of look. So instead of talking about it, let me just show you how this works. So there's two ways to bring in your photographs into matted. So you can either drag the photos into the big window here, or you can just go up here in the left, click, select all your images, open, and then everything is populated in the app. So now what you could do is you can change the sizing of the thumbnails so you can see everything properly, and you can even toggle on to night, or rather dark mode, because why not. So we'll leave it in light mode for now. Now what you could do is you can change the padding around all of the images so that it's a nice cohesive size for everything matches. You can also change the vertical position, and this adjusts the landscape images only. So if you want to have more of a bigger bottom kind of vibe, then you can go ahead and do that. And then to reset the sliders so they're back to the default, you just double click and they all go back. You can change the background color of all of the images simultaneously, which is extremely helpful. And you can also change the custom color as well from there. What's even cooler is that, say you want to use this color red for this particular slide. So what you could do is you have these two icons here. This one on the left is the color. So say for this one, you can select between the default colors, and then you can also even select manually with the color picker, and then you just click out to get out of the box, and there you go. Say I want to do it with this one. I'll pick the color picker and say I want the orange, the yellow. Boom, there you go. The icon to the right of it is the preview. So if you click that, you can see all the individual slides just a bit more clearly. And close out of that. And say you want to go back to using the global color. You don't want to use the red or the orange anymore. What you could do is just click back on it and click the global, and now everything's back to normal. And so this part is the cool part, where you can change your sizing all in one click. So right now they're all in 5:4 ratio, which is the standard full size for Instagram, for example. But you can also do square, changes all of them proportionally, and also for story posts, which is really cool. So you can have everything prepared all in one application, no layers that you have to create in Photoshop, so it's a lot easier in that way. So let's just do 5:4 because I see that there's a lot of vertical photos here in this selection. So I'll adjust the padding here, and we can preview to make sure it all looks pretty good. Maybe do a little bit less. Yeah, works for me. So then what you could also do afterwards is drag and sequence them like this. So I want the red in the front, followed by the blue, followed by the car, maybe by the boat, and then you have the tires there, and then end with that. So then when you go to export these, it'll sequence and file name them accordingly, and I'll show you that right here. So then also there's an option for changing the resolution output. We'll just keep it on the high for now. If you want it lower for whatever reason, you can choose that. What I'll also mention is that when you purchase this, or if you want to purchase it, if you find it useful, you can also try it for free on the website. You have the option to download the application as a PWA, which is a progressive web app. And what this does is it allows you to natively use it on your desktop as like a native application, but you're not needing to go to the Apple store and provide your information there. It's just a click download from the NOICE website, and then you have it. You'll be emailed a license key as well. So you just use the license key and you import, and then you'll also be emailed instructions about how to download for different browsers and stuff like that. So if you are using it on Google Chrome, you'll be able to select a folder to export to. On Safari, Firefox, and whatever other browser you're using, what will happen is when you go to export, it'll create a zip file on your desktop or your downloads folder, and all of the images will go there into a zipped folder. Works fine. But on Google Chrome is what I recommend if you do have it, and you can download it and have it as a native app on your laptop. So we can clear all, say we want just to export just these three, we can do that, or we can select all, export them all at once. We're going to choose our folder. I already made this one. We'll select it, and then you'll have this prompt if you're using Google Chrome and have it on your desktop, laptop. Just click allow, go to export, and then it goes. We'll also do, say for stories too, we'll change the padding maybe a little bit. Say we want to make it a little bit more visual so we can see everything. Change the padding, maybe increase it a little bit higher so there's a little bit of room. Export, boom, and then they're all there. So I'll show you in a second where they are in the folder. So you'll see here that they're all in my export folder. So I have my 5x4s here next to the stories, and you'll see that the reason why there's this suffix that's different is when you go to export the first ones, such as the 5x4s, and then you go to export the stories, it's just so it doesn't overwrite the first one. It helps differentiate between the two. That's all that is. But what's really cool is it gives you the slide number, so everything's in order. So take a look. 5x4, there's a story. It's just a lot easier. It works great. I recommend giving it a try. Going on the website, there's the free trial. You can check it out. No pressure. Very intuitive program, I think. And if you're a photographer and you like this sort of look for displaying your images on social media, on Instagram or wherever it may be, or you just want to have your images prepped for delivery to share with somebody, you can use this instead of creating a bunch of layers in Photoshop and save yourself some time. So check it out. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you have any recommendations that you want to see added to it, let me know. And if you do download this and have it as a desktop application from Google Chrome, what's really cool is when updates come, you just get them automatically. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps. See ya.